Full disclosure. Good morning, first of all. Second of all, we are about to do a divination ceremony where we are asking, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? But before we get into it, I need to give you a little bit of context because I woke up this morning with a horrible headache. And so I had to take headache medication. So I feel so freaking weird right now. So we're going into this weird. Second thing, what you can't see is that there are two witches, two of the Unbound, kind of running the backstage of this live. You can't see them, but I can. And the urge to goof off with them, I guess, is really high. And one of those witches is Morgana, and she is literally across the landing from me. So that proximity, I don't know why, but it's influencing me. For those of you that don't know, my name is Jen Marie, and I am a terrible influence. And you don't have to identify as a witch in order to participate in this divination ceremony. The way that I do this is different than what you're accustomed to due to the nature of the work that I do. This live divination ceremony is brought to you by the Unbound Witches of Bright and Dark. Your altar crew today is myself and Ocean and Morgana. And I believe that Ocean has some voice of God announcements. So they're going to pop in, do some announcements real quick, and then we're going to get started. So take it away, Ocean.
Good morning. This is Ocean as the voice of God. Firstly, a change of scenery. We will be moving fully away from the picture app to the red play button app for our morning lives. You can access the link to this to our YouTube through our app at community.brightanddark.org. This week at the Resource Center, we have Magic Moves on Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. Pacific Time and 9 a.m. Eastern Time, which is a 45-minute movement offering from the Unbound. This class is designed to wake up the body, lift the spirit, and connect us as a community. That's Wednesday at 6 a.m. Pacific Time, 9 a.m. Eastern. On Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Eastern, we have the live grimoire reading with a Q&A session with the Unbound to follow. Jen Marie will read from the grimoire for about an hour, and then the members of the Unbound Coven will take questions. You'll find the virtual event in our free app at community.brightanddark.org. On Sunday, we have our monthly ritual rave. This is a radically inclusive magical working that uses movement to create and direct energy. No dance experience required to benefit from this free community offering. You can find all of these events and more in our app at community.brightanddark.org. This has been Ocean as the voice of God. Back to you, Jen Marie.
More context. I can't actually hear what Ocean is saying because I don't have like my headphones on and everything. So I'm running purely on vibes. I'm like 90% sure they passed it over to me. Hi, good morning. We're about to do our divination ceremony, asking the question, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? I know it's a mouthful, but being very specific is a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So, are we ready to go? I'm going to start by taking 3 deep breaths, then I'm going to do what I do to get my system prepared for divination. This is likely going to look a little bit different for each of us because we all connect to magic in a unique way. So here we go. I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one. For my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space, for our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. And now we make a declaration of intention. I choose now in this moment to align with my whole self. To pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power. And I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour. Because I am home. Gotta put this out. It's too much in this small room. There. All right. How has your week been? It's a whole thing. I am so close to finishing painting the interior of a like 4,000 square foot 200-year-old farmhouse. And it looks so good. It feels so great. And I have been painting since November. And like not a week has gone by that I didn't spend at least 2 days, full days painting. And so I'm starting to really look forward to the end of the painting project for this season, because there's still more rooms to paint. It's a huge house. But that's going to wait until next season, because I need to shift into like farm living and not so much decor and vibe. I need to shift into, because it's a homestead. It is an 80-acre homestead, and we're about to go into like busy season, which I'm very much looking forward to. And we are continually finding ways to share that experience with you of what we're doing at Weird Brook. And the way that we live here is different. And it's so great that I will never go back to living in like a traditional sense, like, and engaging with life in a traditional sense, if that makes any sense to you. But living with witches is some next level shit. Like living in right relationship with a community of witches is some next level shit. Morgana's off stage, like nodding. It's so great. It's so great. I can't believe that I was convinced that the ideal way to live was with like a romantic partner and exclusively with my little family and my little. Oh my God, that's so much work. That's an incredibly isolating. Anyway, I could like rant about that, and I probably will. In because we're gonna start, we're gonna start or try to start because Morgana and I have coffee every morning and we talk about, okay, what are we doing today in the wonderful world that is Weirdbrook and both of our professional lives as well. And the conversations that we have are a whole thing. So we're trying to set up a way to include y'all in that experience because it's so great. Include you in it other than coming to Weirdbrook and spending a weekend in an immersion with us, which is also very cool. And I can't wait to share that with you. But until then, we are asking, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? I gotta say, it's so cool what's going on in the chats right now. It feels like sitting in a coffee house and all of my friends are showing up and like greeting each other and saying hi. It is the best feeling. So thank you for bringing me there with y'all. It's so great. It was a rough eclipse. I loved seeing that so many witches went into the blanket fort, which is a voice chat in the app space that we have, that we created a few years ago at community.brightanddark.org. You eventually get to the point where you're able to get into this like open voice channel, and they all got together and watched the eclipse. Like there were so many witches that showed up to watch the eclipse together all over the world. So we are so cool. Okay. Ooh, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? This is a 2-card draw. Card on the top of the deck represents where our attention needs to be. And then the card on the bottom of the deck represents how we're being freaking stubborn about it. What are we pushing into shadow? What are we in resistance to or in denial of that is actually influencing our ability to focus on where our attention like needs to be? Because you already know this shit. You already know this. Whatever we say here, you already know it. All right. I'm going to read directly from the card so that I'm not influencing your interpretation of this card. In fact, I'm trying really hard not to influence your interpretation of the Hanged Man in reverse. Now, I'm going to read both the reversed prompt as well as the upright prompt, because in these collective divination ceremonies, it's about the whole card. There's others. We're all going to feel a little differently about it. Ready? You may feel like you're spinning your wheels and getting nowhere. Maybe you're unable to think of a resolution to a problem, or you're creatively blocked. Things aren't going your way and nothing is quite as it should be. And the upright position is the upright position of the hanged man indicates a penance. Others may not understand the need for sacrifice, but you see things differently as you walk this path alone. This may be a time of indecision, but take time to breathe and internalize your choices before making any crucial decisions. All right. I'm giving you time. What is your interpretation of this? You also pulled, oh, no way. So Morgana is literally across the landing from me, and they pulled the same card I did. Did you pull it upright? You pulled it upright and I pulled it reversed. So I think that that's some good information. So two witches in the same house just pulled the same card. All right. So, and with a brand new deck. That's fun. We're going to have a great day, Morgana. Happy Friday. Oh my God. And what a card to pull on a Friday. So have you brewed on that yet? Are you ready for me to influence you? I mean, first of all, the thing that that I was going to say, but was like, I held back, was that we're finally drawing different cards since January. I swear we've pulled the same like 5 cards over and over and over and over again in different placements. But okay, so feeling into this. So the Hanged Man, the way that this card feels, right? It feels like the kind of activism that nobody else understands. That everyone in your circle is like, why are you doing that? Why are you making this so hard on yourself? That's what it feels like. So doing things like boycotting a very well-known website to buy things, and you're like, I'm not going to invest in that anymore, right? Nobody else really understands why you're doing this, but you're doing it. You might not be seeing any results from it, right? No one else can see this like benefit. It's this internal thing that you're doing in order to live a life that you are proud of, right? When you come out of this, right? You could like boycott it forever. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying that now's the time to end that or anything, or that for as long as you're doing it, you're spinning your wheels. What I am saying is that no one else needs to know why you're doing something that seems painful or seems like against the flow of what everyone else is doing. Do you see what I'm talking about? So where is your relationship with being like a solo activist, right? Or, and not even like an activist, but like you are intentionally doing something really difficult and uncomfortable that no one else in your circle understands why you're doing it, but it's deeply meaningful to you. This could be taking a course at college and on your off hours, and you're working full time and going to college to do this other thing, or you are driving 3 hours to go to a temple once a week because you're needing like that kind of support. I'm saying something that is costing you a lot. Again, it's uncomfortable, but it's for your own good, and no one else understands that. Okay? Interesting, right? Am I right? Isn't this interesting? What if you're the only one that's doing it? Are you okay with that? Would you do it anyway? And if you won't, why? Okay. Because it really feels like that's coming. Like there's coming, a time is coming that you, through your lens, it looks like you're the only one doing something. But from the broader scale, it is that you're not alone. You're not alone. You just can't see the support that you have. Like that kind of dynamic is coming. And you are likely going to be like a catalyst. Like you're the first of the guys to do this thing. But you doing it shows how, like it will eventually pay off. Does that make sense? All right, now we got to look at what we're in resistance to or in denial of that is influencing our ability to actually choose to do this. Okay. Judgment reversed. I can't make this shit up. Like it's so good. Okay, so we'll wait for the camera to focus. I'm going to read this and I'm not going to influence you. You're turning your back on something that must be done, and it's costing you. You're doubting yourself harshly or perhaps not giving yourself time to reflect with full awareness. Either way, these actions are keeping you from moving forward. And the upright positioning of judgment indicates a moment of self-reflection. You're likely close to reaching a significant stage in a journey. This journey may not have been an easy one, and you may find comfort in sharing your struggles with others to find camaraderie. Now is a time to face challenges head on. Okay. So I'll brew on that. Okay, so remember that the placement of this card, you're in resistance to or in denial of this dynamic going on. So one of the like number one things, like the thickest silver thread that ties all of us neurodivergent witches together, there's a lot of them, by the way, but a pretty big one is our relationship with community, with other people. It feels dangerous because of our trauma, right? Now, one of the most powerful things in our practice, or can be, is our relationship with community, us being able to talk about our experiences with other witches that understand that lived experience. Camaraderie helps us in our journey as much as we are in denial of it. It really does make a huge difference. And some of the times that it makes the most difference is when we are doing something that no one else understands, right? And wouldn't understand unless they uh, have a personal relationship with your lived experience in the way that they do. And what happens when we don't have that camaraderie or support when we're making these big decisions is that self-doubt stuff starts bearing more weight in those decisions that we're making. And it actually stunts our growth when we don't have that support. Can we do it? Yes. Because we're stubborn as shit and we're going to do it anyway. But being in denial of the fact that having the support will make it like you're going to be successful either way. It's just how successful are you going to be at the end of this like internalized process? You have a decision to make. You have a decision to make. Ta-da, that's it. That's kind of a pokey one, right? Yeah. If it's any help, I understand your need for penance, your sacrifice that you're making. I see you. I can't get to you unless you come to me, though, is the problem. Support is available. You don't have to do this on your own, but you have to make the decision to ask, to engage. Otherwise, it's super culty and weird. There's reasons why we do things the way that we do, but you don't have to do this alone. And there are others that are making these difficult decisions as well. You don't get gold stars or extra credit for doing it on your own. It doesn't. That's not a thing, as far as I've been told. The next foundations opens in around the summer solstice, so June. June is the next enrollment for foundations. Foundations is required for initiation into the Coven of Bright and Dark, which is an international community of neurodivergent witches. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. And we have the best clubhouse ever, like ever. But you got to do the internal work to be able to actually meet us there. Because right now, you can't even see yourself. You don't even know who you are. All right, dude, that's it. Ta-da! I'm going to close out this working and I will be back tomorrow morning to do the same and we'll see kind of where we are. So hand on your heart, take a deep breath. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. All right, cousin. If you can't be good at it. I'll see you tomorrow.